didn't read it. I told you guys already. We'll get Aspinall versus Jones done. Jon Jones versus the heavyweight fight will happen. Just relax. I'll announce that soon.
Tom Aspinall waited, the world waited, and Jon Jones, he vanished. What was supposed to be the biggest heavyweight clash in UFC history just evaporated. No war, no glory, just silence. But now the crown isn't borrowed anymore, it's his. The interim king is dead. Long live the real heavyweight champion. This changes Severathunjans, once thought to have quietly stepped away from the fight game.
To fight Tom Aspinall from the UFC, like what does the UFC got to do?
Said something real wild on off the cuff. I'll see you guys later.
That's it.
Yeah,
right.
Thanks for the happy
Jon Jones, the legend.
Is officially back in the USADA testing pool, and that's no coincidence. Word is, Dana White's cooking up a once-in-a-lifetime UFC mega event at Ully 4th, 2026 right on the White House lawn to celebrate America's 50th anniversary of freedom. That's not just a card, that's history. Sources close to the UFC say Jon Jones was already offered the undisputed title bout against Tom Aspinall for ghosting the division and handing over the strap, but now he's back in testing, back in headlines, and maybe just maybe back in the driver's seat for the most patriotic main event the UFC has ever.
His series of tweets over the last few days inferring that basically he told you guys that he was retired last November and that your efforts to make the Aspinall fight were basically futile.
It's not true.
Okay.
Yeah. Is that what you wanted to ask me?
Well, yeah, that's what I wanted to ask you. But what do you make of him coming out and saying saying contrary to what you've said there?
I don't know. I'm telling you the truth.
This isn't just a comeback. This is legacy chess, and make no mistake, if Jones steps into that cage again, especially on a stage like it'll be his boldest move yet and Aspinall's biggest test. Sources close to the champ say he's all in. He's given the green light for the showdown asterisk as long as it's official. And now, with Jon Jones re-entering the
I want Tom to win. I couldn't pick against Jon Jones. I'll be honest, Tom's a friend. I love Tom. He's one of the coolest dudes in the whole of MMA. Even though Jones is getting old, I just can't pick against Jon Jones. I've been watching Jon Jones, as I say, since 2000.
USADA testing pool. The gears are turning. The silence is breaking. The fight world is holding its breath if the stars align. Jon Jones, the most dominant light heavyweight in UFC history, will be Tom Aspinall's challenger. As full champion, and where? On the biggest stage imaginable, the White House, July 4th, 2026. But this isn't just about the heavyweight titans throwing leather. This is about asterisk legacy versus legacy, the old guard versus the new lion. Jones brings a decade of dominance.
Well, that's the hard thing about giving opinions on this, because it's just opinions. Like, we don't know the facts of what's going on behind the scenes. We don't know what's been said from Jon's side or Aspinall's side, and you know, I do give Aspinall the benefit of the doubt, believing that, you know, if he didn't think the Jon Jones fight was going to happen, like, he probably would have taken another fight. You know, where we're comparing it with the Chandler situation. You know, it felt to me,
a mystique few have ever touched. Aspinall brings youth, hunger, and a mission to asterisk carve his name in history. Sources close to the champ say he's all in. He's given the green light for the showdown as long as it's official. And now, with Jon Jones re-entering the USADA testing pool, the gears are turning. The silence is breaking. The fight world is holding its breath if the stars align.
I think we're going to have a UFC fight. Does anybody watch UFC, the great Dana White? We're going to have a UFC fight. We're going to have a UFC fight. Think of this on the grounds of the White House. We have a lot of land there. We're going to build a little, we're not. Dana's going to do it. Dana's great. One of a kind. We're going to have a UFC fight, championship fight, full fight, like 20, 25,000 people. And we're going to do that as part of 250 also. We're going to have some incredible events. The UFC.
Jon Jones, the most dominant light heavyweight in UFC history, will be Tom Aspinall's first challenger as full champion. And where? On the biggest stage imaginable, the White House, July 4th, 2026. But this isn't just about the heavyweight titans throwing leather. This is about legacy versus legacy. The old guard versus the new lion. Jones brings a decade of
week deadline. Right here and now, I'm imposing this deadline. And by the way, they announced that they're going to do a press conference tour for Canelo Crawford. And one of the stops is June 27th, the day before Ilya versus Charles, International Fight Week. 317. I'm imposing an international fight week deadline. An announcement must be made. A decision must be made. That's when the eyes of the MMA
dominance, a mystique few have ever touched. Aspinall brings youth, hunger, and a mission to carve his name in history with this fight. It's more than gold. It's about what they represent past, future, and everything in between. Oh, it's looking real. That long teased clash between Jon Jones and Tom Aspinall might finally go down, but
Dana's just got up and left after this Nelk interview. This has to be a joke. Surely Dana is going to have to strip Jon Jones, because this can't keep happening. Like, you're the heavyweight champion, it's your job to defend the belt. And if you don't want to defend it, then retire. It's so strange to me. It's strange how the UFC keeps defending him. He's still the heavyweight champion, but won't fight. And what is he expecting by going on all of these media tours when people bring...
But in the most surreal and high-stakes setting the fight game has ever seen. Word on the street, the battlefield is the White House lawn. That's right, an event so bold, so bizarre. It could only be born from a sport that thrives on the unexpected, according to insiders. This wild concept came straight from Donald Trump himself, a UFC Hall of Fame inductee and lifelong fight fan. The former president is reportedly pulling strings to stage a massive UFC event at the White House on July 4th, 2026, to mark America's 50th birthday.
Seen a fight that we've wanted that we've then been denied. No different than the girl at school that you're chasing and she's telling you no. Lose steam. This fight is a smaller fight now than it was 3 months ago. Aspinall versus Jones. By the way, I don't maintain for that it could be resurrected one press conference or one Instagram live by Dana. I'm just sharing for you right now. Jones and Aspinall was not only hotter 3 months ago, it was hotter than...
And make no mistake, this isn't just political theater. It's not a stunt, it's a statement. A historic collision of combat sport and American culture. Jones versus Aspinall at the White House. That's not just a fight, it's a moment in time. A legacy-defining war on the biggest stage the sport has ever touched. Dana White has made it official. Preparations are already underway, and the Warriors...
Well, guys, we're going to talk about this for a little bit. I got some notes, and that's the heavyweight division. Because I figured it's a good time to talk about it. With all the Jon Jones stuff going around.
Oh, yeah.
I think, personally, Tom Aspinall really needs to mentally get rid of Jon Jones. No more thinking about him. He's gone. You're champ, right? Because I strongly believe right now, Tom Aspinall can go on a long win streak, on a tear.
They're lining up. This isn't just another UFC event. This is the kind of once-in-a-generation moment that echoes through the halls of combat sports history. Conor McGregor, the sport's ultimate showman, has already raised his hand. He's promised to be there to fight under the stars in front of the nation's capital. But let's be real, all eyes are locked on one showdown. Jon Jones versus Tom. This is the main event. The world didn't think we'd get to Titans from 2.
What did you make of it when you heard Jon calling out Alex of all people?
You know, I think he does do this because, you know, Alex Perez now he's like big star in the UFC, you know, everybody loves him, so he knows what he's doing, you know, but I believe he should to fight against Aspinall, but I think he a little bit afraid of him, you know, because Aspinall is someone who can really stop him.
Yeah,
I mean, that's what I think that he believes if he can.
Different eras. One, a legend with a resume so stacked it reads like a Hall of Fame plaque. The other, a new era destroyer with speed, power, and a hunger for greatness. And now, the stage. It's not Vegas, not Madison Square Garden. It's the White House lawn on America's 150th birthday. This isn't just about titles. It's about legacy. It's about pride, era, dominance, and the torch possibly being passed in front of the world. For Jones, it's the chance to reclaim his throne and prove he's still the baddest man on the planet. For Aspinall, it's the opportunity.
The legacy. To be able to go to the heavyweight division, take out everyone, and then take out the Jon Jones legend, you know, and then go back to even beating a few of these new school guys, will literally put Tom Aspinall as the GOAT of the heavyweight division.
To write his name in the biggest ink possible by beating the GOAT on the grandest platform ever seen. In MMA, fights like this don't just happen. They asterisk change the sport. They define eras. This is bigger than belts. It's about who owns the moment when the world is watching.
The guy who could mimic a Jon Jones on the feet is Rika Verhoeven.
He's going to wipe the floor. He's going to wipe the floor with Jon Jones.
You believe
Jon Jones doesn't have a chance versus Tom Aspinall. Mark my words. Tom Aspinall is a freaking monster.
I love it.
On his feet and on the ground. So, and I truly believe that Jon Jones has never faced somebody that is dead.
Borrowed anymore, it's his. The interim king is dead. Long live the real heavyweight champion. This change of Severathunjans, once thought to have quietly stepped away from the fight game, is officially back in the USADA testing pool, and that's no